Welcome to another episode of Strictly Business Unscripted. I'm your host, Keandra Jones. This podcast educates, ignites inspiration, fosters encouragement, and paves the way for growth among small businesses and the overall Oak Cliff community. But first, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Breakfast Brothers, Dallas Zoo, Home Care Network, and Serve Pro. Thank you for your support. Now, let's get into it. Today on Strictly Business Unscripted, we're joined by Christopher Lewis. Mr. Lewis serves as Interim President and CEO of Builders of Hope. In this role, he oversees all housing development, including construction and administration, and serves as the organization's lead developer and project manager. He guides projects from concept to completion. On today's podcast, we'll hear from Chris about how his experience as a military veteran and engineer shapes his disciplined, mission-driven approach to affordable housing. Under his leadership, Builders of Hope continues to expand access to high-quality housing and creates lasting opportunities for the communities that we all love to serve. Welcome, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. Okay, so I've got a ton of questions for you. First of all, welcome to the building.
Thank you. Yeah, it's thrilling to have a 7-minute drive, and now have an awesome neighbor with the Oak Cliff Chamber, and thanks to Peter Brox and Redbird for opening up their home to us. So yeah, we're excited.
Well, we are super excited to have you here. I wondered who my neighbor was going to be, so we were pleasantly surprised to see that it was you guys.
Yeah.
So welcome. Do you karaoke?
I don't, but my wife does.
Okay.
But I'm a good background dancer.
Okay.
So yeah, if you need something of that magnitude, I got you.
You got me?
Yeah.
So over here, and we don't like to tell the general public, so don't tell anybody. So over here, we have karaoke from time to time. Okay. So if you're coming on over, dance for us, have your wife sing for us.
Sure.
All the things.
Oh, we can make that happen.
Okay, great. Well, in reading you through your bio and getting to know who you are, what I've learned is you are quite the accomplished person.
Oh, thank you.
You've done a whole lot of things in your career, including serving, and thank you so much for your service.
Absolutely.
So, who are you outside of all those accomplishments, though?
One, I'm a very humble guy. I come from humble beginnings. When you're growing up in kind of not the most normal, family background and circumstances, you tend to not relish or speak loudly about it. But as I got older, I realized, so many young kids, specifically in Dallas, kind of have similar stories. But to let them know that, despite your, family situation, that you can still be somewhat successful. And it doesn't mean you have to be in the NBA because, Penny Hardaway, that was my guy. I wanted to be 6'7" and can dribble and shoot, but hey, that didn't happen. But I serve, the city of Dallas. I've been trying to be a good family man and be a good steward of my family. So being a child of a teen mom, doing academically doing well, but still didn't get scholarships or kind of that kind of grooming to figure out where to go for college. So I opted for the military. A blessing, what I mean? So I tell kids, hey, you don't know what you want to do exactly? Serving is a great way to set you up long term.
Yeah. I love that.
So just remaining humble and just being a civic engaged person, where you come from. You don't have to leave, and if you do leave, come back.
Yeah.
Dallas is thriving now, so it's a great time to be involved.
So, just to be clear, you're a Dallas native.
I am. I'm a unicorn. Usually in these spaces, you don't meet too many locals anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, I'm born and raised. I grew up, minutes from the VA hospital.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm born and raised in Oak Cliff.
Okay.
Yeah, Oak Cliff, that's
Let's
my
be
hood.
specific.
Yeah.
You from Oak Cliff? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We love all of that. I love to
Absolutely.
hear when we're not only from the area, but that we come back.
Yeah.
So I love to hear that. What branch of the military?
The U.S. Navy.
The Navy.
Yes.
And how long did you serve?
So I did 5 years active and 2 years reserve.
Okay.
So I was stationed in Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was in the aviations
Okay.
area. So yeah, I did everything from working in a workstation about this small, working on electronic devices that goes inside of different avionic platforms, that the pilots would use. And then when I transitioned out, I came back home and did my reserve time in Fort Worth.
Okay. So Jacksonville, Florida, were you at Cecil Field, Maple,
Oh,
or
wow. Oh,
or
yeah.
NAS
Yeah,
Jax?
I forgot. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
all that good stuff. I
Uh-huh.
was at NES Jacks.
Okay,
Yeah,
NAS Jax. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was in Florida, Jacksonville, Florida for about 10 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, we might have crossed paths in
Mhm.
some degree, but yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
there for 5 years.
Okay.
Um,
When were you?
People in Florida are going to hate me, but I feel like Jacksonville's like Southern Georgia. Being a guy from Dallas, I was like, oh my God, it's going to be, blue beaches and blue water and all that. And I got, oh, it's the St. John's River.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But good people,
I
good
love it.
people, good people in
Yeah.
Jacksonville. I still have friends that still live there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I love Jacksonville. It's just like the big old country. So
It
yeah,
is.
it
It
is.
is. Yeah.
You would think it would be this huge, big, wonderful city, and
Yeah.
it's a great place. But
It
anyway,
is.
Duval. Yes, I was there.
Duval.
Duval. That's where I was for a long time.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
so you left the military, the Navy,
Hmm.
and then how did you get into? Well, you have an engineering background. So, what motivated you to be an engineer? We want to start there because we want people that look like you
Yeah,
to
sure,
to
sure, sure.
choose those kinds of
Yeah,
ways.
yeah.
Where was the inspiration there?
Yeah, so, I used to be heavily involved with NASB, which is National Society of Black Engineers. I served as the chapter president and regional chair for a number of years. Great organization. But it kind of starts with my grandfather. So I was raised by my grandparents, and my grandfather didn't have a high school, diploma, but he was one of the hardest working men that I knew in Dallas. So, he had multiple businesses, ACU repair, owning rental units for his homes. I can remember being 7, 8 years old, doing roofing repair, fixing AC units.
Wow.
I really been really big into like electronics, so gaming systems. So, back in the day, showing my age, when you had the Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, you had to blow the cartridge. Why do I got to blow the cartridge to make it work?
Right.
So, or the 6-disc CD changer, with the 2 big speakers. When it wasn't working, I'll take it apart. So I just had that early curiosity about to see how things work, just being a problem solver, and just working with my grandfather and kind of having that interest in technology. I had a cousin that later went to A&M and he had an engineering degree, whatever. I'm like, I think engineering might be it, but the crazy thing is I thought I wanted to be a pharmacist, actually.
Really?
Yeah, so my grandfather was really sick. He had kidney transplant and, just dealing with a lot of health issues, lifestyle. Didn't want to eat right. That's why I'm kind of a health nut myself.
That's all of us.
And I actually was a pharmacy tech in college.
Really? Okay.
And, I worked at a really busy location and I just really realized the dynamics of pharmacy is not really ideal for me.
Okay.
So I went back to one of my first loves, which is technology and engineering. So I ended up getting my electrical engineering degree from North Texas.
Okay. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's shift a little bit and let's talk about Builders of Hope.
Sure.
I heard about Builders of Hope when Mr. Armstrong was leading the organization. Talk to me about what he has led us to and through and the transition to you.
Yeah, James and our friendship go back about 10 plus years.
Okay.
So even before he joined Builders of Hope. So he's in banking finance, by degree and experience, and I was still an engineer. And I just kept seeing, we'd be one of the younger guys, at a community meeting or whatever, trying to see what's going on. And, we just kind of built a friendship from there.
Okay.
And over the past 8 years, James has done a tremendous job of, excelling, what Builders Hope has done, from, not just being a single family developer, but being, what we call it now, an urban development firm. So, we do wraparound services. So, it's just not like building a home, handing the keys over. We want to make sure you stay in your home.
Right.
What does that look like?
Right.
So he came with these grandiose ideas that are actually bear fruit now.
Yeah.
To where now we have, for example, the Redbird space.
Yeah.
That was kind of one of his little brainchilds to have a home buyer services center.
Okay.
So that's where, a family can come and get one-on-one counseling because we're a HUD certified agency. And they can attend that class, every second Saturday and get the certificate and then get anywhere from $60,000 to $80,000 down payment towards a new home.
What?
Yeah,
Hold
yeah,
on.
yeah. So we were really helping families, become homeowners
Right.
because we realized the city of Dallas alone is tens of thousands homes short for its affordable or attainable homes
Hmm.
for families. So
Okay.
he's done that. He's implemented the anti-displacement toolkit.
Mm.
This is the first time where, like, the city of Dallas has an actual resource that provides the city and banking partners, the philanthropic community, far as a tool, which is a map to kind of show what are the most vulnerable neighborhoods in Dallas to
Hmm.
prevent gentrification
Hmm.
or have controlled gentrification, but also mitigate displacement.
Okay.
We have many, families that are multi-generational in the city of Dallas.
Hmm.
A lot of times, they're very, don't have an income to really, move. They got to stay where they are. But,
Hmm.
property taxes are increasing doing, we're seeing these new homes being built, adjusting to these older homes.
Hmm.
How do we help families stay in their neighborhood?
Yeah.
Culture matters,
Yeah.
stability matters. We
Yeah.
just know all the, intangibles of home ownership,
Hmm.
education, health,
Hmm.
mental health, all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, he's done a tremendous job, and I'm just trying to carry that ship to keep it
Hmm.
afloat and sprinkle in some of my, experiences and continue to grow Bills of Hope.
Yeah. Okay. So when was Builders of Hope established?
Yeah, so Bills of Hope was established back in 1998.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
by a gentleman
Okay.
Norman Henry.
Okay.
I guess we all have this calling. So
Uh-huh.
Mr. Henry was, I think, an accountant by trade,
Really?
and he saw a need in West Dallas.
Hmm.
There was a lot of plight, and historically, West Dallas has been very underserved for many, many years,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
So he came in and saw a need to bring some new single-family housing
Hmm.
to the area, and he did that for many years. And James kind of followed suit, and I'm here in the third era of Bill's Hope to kind of expand that down to kind of southern Dallas, south of Cliff area now.
Okay. So kind of walk me through that. So Builders of Hope, your headquarters initially was in West Dallas.
Correct? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so now you've expanded and you're building. Tell me all the places that you're currently
Yeah, sure,
focused on.
sure. So one of the great things that James did with Bills of Hope, we became a CHODO. So a CHODO is a community housing development organization.
Hmm.
So it just kind of meet a certain requirements. For example, a third of your board has to be either residents that live in a low to moderate income,
Hmm.
or their income meets some of the AMI requirements to be eligible for home ownership based on the homes that we build.
Hmm.
So obviously, with that criteria that, we're able to get some federal funds.
Hmm.
So that's either from the local or federal level. And, the short and sweet formula is by applying for those funds is that we're able to drive down construction costs. So we're able to sell homes at a decent income or a decent sales price for families. Their first year teacher, first responder, firefighter, police officer, cafeteria worker, a flower shop owner, a mechanic shop owner. So, those people tend to get priced out because the average home price in Dallas now is almost over $400,000, $500,000, right?
Sure.
But we are able to get that sales price down so they can, have the equity and, have the stability of becoming a homeowner.
Yeah. And so you mentioned what the average cost of a home is here in Dallas, which is crazy.
Yeah.
What would be the average cost of some of the homes that you guys build?
Yeah, so on average, we try to keep construction costs under $300,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. So again, me being an engineer, trying to be detail oriented and trying to be maximizing our costs. So we have a lot of good partners, and we get, since we're a nonprofit, right? So we can able to get sales price exemptions. Working with the city, you can get land costs at a much reduced cost.
Wow.
With the stipulation that you build, for low to moderate income families. So there's different things that you have to kind of mix in a gumbo.
Yeah.
I say affordable housing is like playing Tetris on level 100
How so?
because you got to find different funding. If you're building, a home, no matter if it's market rate, going for 400, 500,000, it's the same process, the same cost to build for low to moderate income families. So sometimes, where can I get funding from a banking partner, from the philanthropic community? We have good foundations that have been super supportive of our work to help bring me on, for example, through the good work and the mission that we do. Is our architects that can maybe do pro bono work or reduce, their typical costs for renderings and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
any way that we can find budget cuts to make the numbers work, because we're pulling 4 or 5 different, funding sources together to be able to hand the keys over to a family.
Mhm. So for about $300,000 through Builders of Hope, what kind of home does this get us?
Oh, now you get me happy now.
Yeah, let's talk about what makes you happy.
Yeah, we build great quality homes.
Mhm.
We try to put interior finishes together to where the homeowner actually gets to pick and choose, certain options. Laminate, flooring options, carpet, countertop options. We provide all the appliances with the exception of a washer and dryer. Typically, we add color. Not just your black or your white or your grays. We did one home which is really beautiful, ever fall green, which is a kind of a mint green. So in our homes they value over $500,000.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and they're semi-custom, I like to say.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing with us, we go into depending if we do infill or subdivision, so we kind of have 2 different models, right, when it comes to single-family development. So if it's infill, if we go in an existing neighborhood, we look at the homes that are currently there. What does that home look like in 2025 and 26? And we do slightly adjustments. But we do cedar planks. We have Sherman-Williams paint, so it's great paint, laminate flooring. When it comes to warranties, we go over and beyond. So we add an extra year of workmanship warranty. So if you still have issues, right, we know you're limited on maybe your savings, but we want to make sure that you're able to maintain your home and keep your home.
Yeah.
So we have less than a 1% foreclosure rate as well. So when people get our homes, they don't leave.
What? Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
this is amazing. So, what does the average quote unquote person that would qualify for one of these homes, what do they look like?
I mean, the funny thing, they can look like you and I.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to affordable or tenant homes, they kind of, you would think have a descriptor in your mind of what he or she may look like. But these days in the city of Dallas, born and raised from here, I mean, you can used to live downtown for $1,000, but we know that's not the circumstance anymore. In areas like West Dallas now, I mean, it's become a hub for a lot of interest. You're seeing these kind of 3-story homes coming into these communities that were kind of disinvested in the pride for many years, right? So, it looked like you and I, first-year teachers, people that have been in their career 35 years, but the stipulations are, just have like $3,000 to $4,000 in savings. We kind of work through HUD, through some income verification process based on your household size. And, Christian Marquez over at Home Buyer Services, he'll kind of walk you through and see where we can make the numbers work. But we do all the way up to kind of high AMI, so we can help families that are a little borderline, kind of right under market rate. We can still help those families become homeowners as well, because we serve from West Dallas, South Dallas, all the way up to Farmers Branch. Having that Cherdo designation allows us kind of branch out outside of the city of Dallas. So we're able to cover a wide net, kind of help families all over, because some of our suburban cities like Farmers Branch, they need workforce housing too.
Absolutely.
So we've, the first phase, we built 5 homes. And through that relationship, it's been successful, and that city has been great. So we're going to be bringing 26 more homes to that community.
Oh, wow. For individuals, well, let me say it this way. The Oak Cliff Chamber has a workforce development program, and I've learned a lot about the people that we've served during the course of offering this to the community. And sometimes if we have never had a thing, it can be super duper scary for us. And so if my mom or my grandmother or someone else in my family, they didn't own a home.
Right, yes.
Sometimes home ownership can be a scary thing.
Absolutely.
What are some benefits to home ownership for those that don't know?
Yeah, so I'm gonna put a little bit from my wife. She used to work for the American Heart Association. So if you know anything about the social determinants of health and things like that, right? Home ownership, obviously you have a stable home. Your kids do better, from an education standpoint. Obviously these days mental health It's a huge thing within our communities, right? Not worrying about where you're going to be living, moving to, you know. You don't want to be having an issue telling your friends where you live. There's tons of families still grow up in apartments, right?
Yeah.
They think that it costs a lot of money to own a home, but it is. But there's programs that Builders of Hope have where we're able to kind of help you. From the down payment assistance. Something I'm implementing this summer is kind of a maintenance seminar. Once you own your home, especially for kind of first-time homeowners, how do you maintain your home so you can continue to save money, right? So when to change your filter. And we're in Texas. You need to put circle hose, around your foundation.
Yeah.
So we try to provide circle hoses just to maintain your foundation. We try to put, in our construction costs, we do post-tension foundations. That's typically more expensive, but with this, it kind of helps, keep your foundation, very well equipped over 20 plus years, because as the Texas ground shifts, that tension shifts as well, so you maintain a good home. We have local builders. They are doing good work, so they'll come out and still help you, if you have a server request and fix a leak, anything like that. So it's a community of love that kind of helps family know that, hey, that you're not in this alone. There's a lot of good benefits, and we want you want to put some money in your pocket that can build generational wealth.
Yeah.
We call it economic mobility, but it's generational wealth.
That's what
You have a kid, you might want to pay for college. Hey, you might want to start a business. You have that equity that you can tap in, after like 5 to 7 years.
So I love the work that you guys are doing. I mean, I knew of Builders of Hope, but I didn't know that this is what that looks like.
Oh, yeah.
To be able to semi-customize the home that I'm moving into is super phenomenal. Because when you think about attainable housing, I think about this white box that I'm about to have to live in that doesn't say Keandra, and I want my house to say me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so if I want a mint green on the wall and you're going to give it to me, then that's super phenomenal. So I love that work that you're doing. So talk to us about becoming the interim CEO of Builders of Hope. Were you super excited? Did you do backflips? What did that day look like when you learned?
Yeah, as most leadership transitions, it can go a million different ways. But I have to be thankful for James that we start having conversations a little like that. But 2.5 years in a full transition from being an engineer for 10, 15 years to being affordable housing, becoming president CEO of anything, definitely wasn't on my bingo card for sure.
Sure. Understood.
But it's been a blessing. And it's been good. I have to thank James for, having us. I've been kind of mentored under him for 2 years. He's been doing it for 8+ years. And my entire time, our desks were right adjacent to each other.
Okay.
So that kind of helped with the transition. I kind of had a good rapport with our team because we have a great team. Stephanie, Christian, we hired on Jennifer Rangel. We was out here in these community streets many years ago, helping Miss Jackson, who's downstairs, when she was dealing with Shingle Mountain issue.
Yes.
So the good thing is a lot of people, everybody on our staff, they either are from the neighborhoods that we serve or they live there. So we kind of have that hidden superpower that we're able to kind of correlate the work that we're doing, whether it's doing a presentation to a banking or philanthropic foundation, and translate to the community. So bringing in those community feedback to making sure that, we're providing the right services, to the communities that we're trying to serve. And I just have a passion of serving.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of been the biggest thing, and I think people maybe saw in me that, I might be ideal. I'm going to make sure I'm going to do the job. I'm going to do it right.
Yeah.
I try to, have a good name out here, good reputation. I think, as you fill in the gaps, because leadership is different. Taking on affordable housing, one of the largest, entities in Dallas. That comes with a lot, but I stay prayed up.
Yeah.
And I got a good family at
Yeah.
home, and I got good people like
Yeah.
you. Now, continue adding on and extending that family. So,
And I appreciate that. We might actually be family.
we talked about this.
Yes. You might be my cousin.
Yeah.
Or at least your wife might be.
My wife side of the family might be, because we talk about Sweet Union.
Yeah.
Down in Jacksonville.
I was born and raised in Jacksonville, Texas.
Yes.
In Sweet Union Baptist Church.
Yeah. So, being here made me feel right at home. Once I know who my neighbor was and we started talking, I was like, all right.
I appreciate
that is a good person over there.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So being the president and CEO of this wonderful organization, and I know you're settling in, but what does day-to-day look like for you?
Yeah. It's it's kind of being on one end, being Phil Jacksonville Lakers. Obviously you managing people, and luckily we got a good team. Obviously we're a small team with a big impact, so we're a small team. So it's just trying to figure out, where are the priorities?
Yeah.
What's next for the company? My thing is I want to be more scalable. We've kind of doubled our production, but I want to increase that even more twofold. What are some new relationships that we haven't really tapped in yet? Can we expand our reach to more, large corporations, kind of help us continue to serve our mission, whether it's, on the paint side, lumber, those costs are always going up and down. Who are some good general contractors out there that has a heart for the community that can come in and kind of meet our goals and what we want to do? So we want to extend kind of our reach to more, local business partners and banks and stuff like that. Want to bring on more staff. When you're trying to grow, you can't do it all yourself.
That's right.
And, we have this model, which James kind of did me. He kind of trained me up, and he was like, hey, I think it would be in good hands, and I want to kind of reciprocate that. Like who, 3 to 5 years, or who would be the next leader of Bills of Hope, that want to continue the mission that we're doing. So we want to kind of keep that, growing and flowing.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to talk about me for a second and some of my challenges, and I'm going to see if you have some of the same ones. When I was promoted to this position as the president of the organization, some of the challenges were some of the things that you've just described, just kind of getting my sea legs and figuring out what was what, all the things. But there's an additional component that makes it even the more challenging. All of a sudden, you're a public figure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. The funny thing is, I joke with James, and, it's more if you into, rap and hip-hop. I tell him, like, man, you baby, I'm slim. If anybody understand that analogy, you know what I'm saying. I like to be in the background.
Yeah.
I like to be like, who is that good-looking, dressed well brother over there?
Yeah.
But I'm just in the back.
Yeah.
So, being a more of a public figure, more visibility, obviously that comes with a lot because, people see the good work that we do, but people have to realize we are a nonprofit.
Yeah. Yes.
So a lot of the money that we do get in is either, to our great staff, or is obviously serving the people in the community, building homes, providing the services that we want to provide. So, managing, the influx of calls and texts.
Yes.
I had to get 2 phones now.
Yeah.
I used to have 1 phone for work and personal.
Yeah.
I separated that.
That was wise. That was wise.
Yeah.
What are some of the other things that you're doing to be able to have that work-life balance? Or have you gotten there?
I'm still working on that. Hey, maybe you can help me figure that out.
I'm the wrong one. I'm the wrong one.
One, having, a significant other or spouse would definitely keep you honest. My wife will hey, we need a date night.
Good for her. That's good.
She will let you know.
Good.
So that's
good.
one good.
That's great.
And I would say, being humble, but at the same time, I think just being an engineer, right? Being very process oriented. Putting things in place, that can be reciprocated. If we're doing infill development, no matter the neighborhood, there's certain things that we can put in place, templates, forms, processes, standards of procedures. I'm really big into AI and technology. So do we have all these things already kind of set, for us from a policy procedure standpoint? So no matter where we're going, what family we happen in, if it's a subdivision of 90 homes that we're doing that's coming in Pleasant Grove, or it's going to a suburban city like Farmers Branch, it's like, hey, where's the notes here? Who do we need to bring on here from a general contractor standpoint? Do we have a set of plans that are already available that we can reuse? So it's kind of putting little things in place to just very proficient and efficient, because obviously, when it comes to real estate development, time is everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I need some coaching and some of that. Some days my mornings, my days start at maybe 5:30, and I'm done at 11, 12, 1.
Yeah.
Last night, I think we left the event maybe at 9. So last night was a good night. But, yeah.
Yeah. Biggest thing, too, is I try to put like 15 minutes between meetings. You just can't stack up your meetings. I think you just kind of go crazy.
Yeah.
You need time to go to the restroom.
Yeah.
Drink some coffee. Drink some water.
Yeah.
You need to eat too.
Yeah, that's a thing.
You can't save the world on an empty stomach.
Yeah.
And not being somewhat rested. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really a thing.
It is a thing.
It's a thing. I mean, you get home and you realize, oh shoot,
I didn't
eat today. Did I go to the restroom? Yeah, I mean, it's a thing. So it's good that you're aware and that you've got a partner that's keeping you.
Oh yeah.
Holding you accountable and making sure that you're taking care of all.
Yeah, I want to say I want to be in my rocking chair and my kids and grandkids are there.
That's right. That's
right. So that's very important to me. Family is very, very important to me.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that I able to have a balance. But my wife is understanding. So you want to have an understanding household that you're going after the slay the dragon. But once you slayed it, the portions that you're bringing home are for a good reason, a good cause, and it's helping the people that you love and care about the most. So.
Yeah. Oh, I love all of that.
Yeah.
So you're taking care of the community. You're taking care of home. Sounds like you're taking care of yourself. You're doing all the things. Sounds like you got it figured out.
Yeah. Well, and learning the word no.
That's a wonderful.
It took me a long time to figure that out.
That's right.
I used to be heavily involved, volunteering here, there, everywhere. I'm proud to be an Omega man, and I was serving heavily, with our local chapter on our STEM program and stuff like that. And once I got this, offer to become presidency of the company, I had to step away from a lot of stuff, boards and commissions, volunteer opportunities. I had to say no, so I'm making sure I can focus on the job at hand to make sure I can be successful. Yeah. And that time I do have, I need to, spend it at home.
Yeah. Well, good for you. So looking forward, Builders of Hope, again, is such an amazing organization and it's done some great things for decades. What are some of your goals for the organization going forward?
Yeah. Just starting here at our new satellite location, we want to at least graduate 1,000 families through our home ownership program. Just to kind of help those families get better prepared to become homeowners. And indirectly, that's going to help the city of Dallas. There's a lot of vacant lots that need homes on it. Families need stability. We wanted to help them increase their credit scores, increase their savings accounts. I want to increase our banking partnerships. We always need those because different, entities have certain areas of interest.
Yeah.
So we're always looking for more banking partners to come and support our mission because we can't do it alone.
That's right.
Next is just we're pivoting into multifamily as well. So we realize that there is a shortage of affordable rental units. There's a lot of market rate units, but not affordable for families because the reality is not everybody's ready to become a homeowner.
That's right.
But, as Bill's Hope as a model, in a whole, is that we do wraparound services. So yes, we want to provide rental market for you, right? 1 to 3 bedrooms, which we're going to be breaking ground next summer in West Dallas. 2-phase development. One is 36 units. The other one would be 110, 120 units.
Wow.
And we will provide services for them, but transition them out to become homeowners.
Wow.
So they won't be staying in one unit for 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
Because, you might have the same circumstance. I have family members that literally been living in apartments for 20 years.
Absolutely.
Which is unfortunate, right? And, during my tenure in time at Bills Hope, I don't want any family, that's living in any one of our rental market units to go through that. Yeah. So that, I want to empower our team. We have a great team. I want them to get the skills that they need to grow and be more efficient, and add some bullet points to their resume. that and just kind of being more scalable.
Mm-hmm.
We want to build more homes.
Yeah.
We want to be not one of, but the leading
The-
developer,
mm-hmm.
and being first in a lot of the new iterations of, resources and tools that are
Mm-hmm.
helping, other CDCs,
Mm-hmm.
other partners,
Mm-hmm.
other municipalities to kind of tackle the affordable housing crisis that is
Yeah.
still occurring in the country and specifically in the city of Dallas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Huh, that is. When I think about all the things that you're doing, there's such a huge need, and we've been having these conversations about attainable housing
Mhm.
for so long right here in the city of Dallas, and we're so grateful for your leadership with Builders of Hope
Yeah, thank you.
and helping us to solve some of the problems, specifically now here in Oak Cliff. I love my Oak Cliff.
Yeah.
It's my home. So, I have to ask you just kind of a personal question.
Sure,
okay?
sure.
Okay.
We family at this point, so
Okay.
I know it's going to be a okay personal question.
I appreciate. Yeah, it will be. Well, let me ask this first. If someone were interested in either home ownership or possibly going into one of the multi-unit spaces to lease, how would they? Is there a website that they could go on to?
Yeah, sure. We try to be very active, not only from our website, but social media as well.
Okay.
So you'll always see some posts. Shout out to our consulting group, Micah. She does an awesome job.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, go to bohcdc.com.
Mm-hmm.
You can follow us on social media. So that's anywhere from Instagram to Facebook.
Okay.
You can sign up for our classes there. You can kind of see some of our upcoming projects.
Okay.
So you can get a full scope. Even some of the services that we provide. We do property tax assistance.
Really?
We help you with estate planning. So we do a wide range of services, not just home building.
Oh,
So
wow.
where there's a need, I think Builders Hope can help those families find a solution to their needs. So
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, they can come to our website and if we can't help, we can find other entities that can support them.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, everybody's heard where to go to get some assistance.
Oh, and then obviously, lastly, come to the Redbird space. We're here at 7220 Southwest Moreland now, and Suite 220.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
love that.
yeah.
We love our neighbors. Okay. Personal question. Hobbies. What
Okay.
are they? What kind of hobbies do you have?
Okay, I'm a reader.
Okay.
I've got too many books. My
Okay.
wife, I said, I need to stop buying books.
Can you have too many books?
I don't think so. See, good.
I don't
Okay.
think so. I don't think you
See,
can.
I'll make sure I show this to my wife. See, you can't have too many books. See,
Well,
Kendra
listen,
said,
I don't want no problems though. Not from Jacksonville. I don't want no problems.
I'm a music lover.
Okay.
My wife loves concerts, so obviously I go to concerts with her, but I like collecting vinyls.
Do you?
Yes, I love collecting vinyl. So when I
Okay.
go to a city, either we're traveling as a family or a conference, I try to check out a local record store.
I love that. When I ask that question, I always learn such interesting things about people that I know.
Mhm.
So that's super cool.
Mhm.
Books and vinyls.
Yeah.
Huh.
hmm
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever had the urge to write a book?
I think I want to do that at some point.
Uh-huh.
You always think, man, there's tons of books on things, ideas that I might have, but that's definitely been on my bucket list. I think one day I would like to write a book. No,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. Because I'm like, man, your life, the way you grew up, dealing with a teen mom with mental health, substance abuse, living with your grandparents, and you still to make it seem normal.
Yeah.
But that's just a testament of God.
Yeah.
Not to get too far in that, but having a strong family, not from a monetary standpoint, but from love,
Yeah.
can be very, very beneficial
Yeah.
in a lot of ways to kind of help young people, no matter your situation,
Yeah.
be successful. So
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, music, man, music cures a lot of stuff.
I love that.
hmm
Okay, one final question. This is the big one.
Uh-oh.
This is the big one. Brace yourself.
Let me sip some coffee.
Okay. Okay, so I like to leave the show asking you if you have any one question for me.
Okay. So I can learn how we can have some synergy going into 2026. What are some maybe 3 top things for the Oak Cliff Chamber? So I'll know how we can help the chamber. Since we're neighbors now and kind of family, I'm really big on helping us in these, nonprofit
I
communities?
love that question. So, number one, with our workforce development program, what we do is we love to stair step um, individuals. We I have to choose my words a little careful here because I don't I am them. I have to start by saying them. I am them. And a lot of times you see people coming into our communities and they're trying to save those people. And I am those. So I have to start there. So and there were people who wrapped their arms around me to help me.
Right.
And so with our workforce development program, we want to, as an organization, stair step our community into greatness. And so where I see some alignment is we've been focused on employment, career pathways. I would love to be able to couple that with home ownership because I know the value of home ownership
Absolutely.
for our community specifically. So that's number one with our workforce development program, and that has kind of legs. So we've been focused on the healthcare industry in the past. Now we're stair stepping into the restaurant
Okay.
industry. And so in addition to what I just mentioned, we've got students in our work for our healthcare cohorts, previous cohorts, but I would like to couple that with our mobile business incubator program
Okay, yeah.
as well
Right.
see what that looks like. And in addition, we offer wraparound services for those individuals.
Okay.
So I would love to see what
Yeah.
you guys are doing in comparison to what we're doing to see how we can benefit each
Right.
other,
Yeah.
each
Yeah.
other's programs. So
Yeah, I mean, we all got small teams. We can't do it all.
Yeah.
So I think collaboration is always like very helpful.
yeah.
We can share that wealth to help people that we want to help. So yeah, absolutely, that's good.
I love that. And when I'm not from Dallas, I am from Jacksonville. But when I got here and started wanting to do work here in Dallas, one of the things that I learned very, very quickly is there are silos of, progression. And I'd like to say that everyone's well intentioned in these silos.
Right.
But wouldn't we run so much harder and
Yeah,
faster if we
yeah,
would work together?
yeah.
And so I love the question.
Yeah, I'm always excited when I meet transplants because being a native, you can kind of have that tension between the locals and these out of towners.
Yeah.
But I, one of my closest friend, he works for Ulster Engineering. He's originally from San Antonio, a military guy as well. Transplants, you come with a different lens. And you haven't been burnt by certain situation relationships, and that helps the city move forward.
Yeah.
We need that. We need to work together.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I agree with all of that.
Yeah,
I agree
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
We
Thank you.
appreciate it. I'm so
Yeah.
grateful we're neighbors. I love it. I love it. And so if someone needed to get in touch with you, Chris, how could they do that?
Yeah, sure. Telephone number, work phone number is 214-608-4293. My email is chris at bohcdc.com, so you can reach out. Our office number is 214-920-9850.
Okay.
And then obviously you can either come to the Common Desk in West End to our office or come over here to our Shops at Rarebird space over in Westmoreland. So, happy to serve, any families in Dallas County. That's kind of our mission is to build better people in the places they live. So, we're going to hold to that mission for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations
Thank you.
for all of your success right now and forevermore. We know that you're doing great things and will continue to do that.
Thank you.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, you've just watched another episode of Strictly Business Unscripted. We'll see you next time. I'm your host, Keandra Jones. And again, thank you for watching another episode of Strictly Business Unscripted. We'll see you next time.